Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Balatro enjoyers. My name is Joe Carey, aka Chip. My friends call me Chip, and you can too. And we have a special treat for you today. We have something the world has not seen yet. We have the very first competition on the Balatro 1.0 release. You've seen the Jimbo's Invitational, but you haven't seen Jimbo's Confrontational. Between two titans of the Balatro community. In the red corner, we have YouTuber extraordinaire GothicLordUK. I will be referring to him as Gothic for the remainder of the event, mostly because the more syllables that are in a name, the more chances I have of messing that up. And in the blue corner, we have developer extraordinaire localthunk. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to get the arenas that we wanted for this event, so you will be hearing a lot of back and forth. We are all in the same room. The only thing that we could get on short notice was a warehouse by the shipping docks. So you may hear some overlap, you may hear some background noise, but that's going to be okay because right now I am an army of one when it comes to the production. I could not get my normal production crew, but that's going to be all right. I am the single high card of this production for this event, but I got to tell you, I'm flush with excitement. So without trying to make this intro, this segue more of a full house, let's jump straight into the competition and meet this pair of competitors that we have before you right now. Let's start off with developer extraordinaire localthunk. How are you doing on this fine day, and what is your strategy going into this competition?
I'm doing great, Chip, and I just want to see no bugs. I don't know if I stand a chance against Gothic. I think he might have more hours in the game than me, believe it or not, but I just want to make a good showing today.
So I have an important question. Have you fumigated your house recently? Are you worried about bugs? Oh, you mean in the game? In the game. Oh, I apologize. I didn't realize that was a development term.
Yeah, I have not fumigated the game recently.
Okay. Interesting. So we hope for no bugs, and we hope for a high score for localthunk. Now let's go over to the red corner and meet our other competitor, GothicLordUK. Gothic, how are you doing on this fine day? What is your strategy going into this competition? What would you like to see?
Hello, Chip. Pleasure to be here. I don't know. I just want to see a nice, good, clean game. You know, I don't have as many hours as Local thinks I does, but I think I can do some good things. I think we're going to see some interesting decks. I think they're going to see some new jokers. Everyone's going to have a great time. The audience is going to have fun, and that's what counts most. Not my victory or anything like that. That's not important at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, see, this is what I like to hear. No BM, no trash talk, except a little bit to spice it up at the end. Two friendly competitors wanting to have a great time and put on a great show for you, the viewing audience. So before we get into it, we have some ground rules to establish. First off, the rules of this competition are as follows. The best hand wins, the highest score wins. This is a high score competition. Jimbo's high score confrontational. Second, there will be 4 games played. The highest score out of those 4 games will go to the leaderboard and will win this competition. Number 3, they will be alternating picks for decks. So Gothic could select the blue deck, Thunk could select the magic deck. I'm only saying the ones I know from the demo because I have not seen any of the other ones. All of this is going to be new to me as well as it is to you. Number 4, they are going to stop at the end card on round 8. So whether they win or lose, whatever that high card is, that is what is going to be recorded on the leaderboard, and then they're going to stop from there, and they're going to wait for the next competitor to finish or complete that round, and then we'll move on to the next game. The best hand scored from the end screen goes on the leaderboard. Those are the rules. High score competition between GothicLordUK and localthunk, and I have some ground rules as well that I'd like to establish. No hitting below the blinds. I want a good, clean fight. We can throw a little BM here and there, and also I don't want to put this information out there to assume that there's going to be any nefarious foul play during this competition, but no developer tools, no special YouTube hacks. This is all an even playing field. Gentlemen, do we both agree to these terms?
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right. Well, without any further ado, we need to pick the first deck for this competition. And localthunk, as we talked prior, we're going to defer to you for the first deck as the developer of the game. Which would you like to select?
I think we're going to start simple. Let's do the yellow deck to start with.
Ooh, a nice yellow deck starting with extra money. I am very familiar with this deck. It's one that I used a lot in the demo because I like having money early on in case I get hit with a polychrome skip on the first shop. So we're going to be starting off with the yellow deck, base difficulty, seedless, just the way I like my watermelons. So we're going to start this competition in a matter of seconds. I'm not going to vamp any longer, not going to stretch it anymore. You guys want to see gameplay? Let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1. Start your Balatro engines. All right, since we are in a small room, both of our competitors can hear me right now. And one of the things that they have to battle through is being mind flooded by a sportscaster that is within arm's reach of their ears. Gothic is already off to a hot start. So is localthunk, clearing that early blind very quick. Ooh, we have a new Joker that I have not seen in the shop for Gothic. What is the blue Joker? +2 chips for each remaining card in deck. 104 chips. That's going to be huge early on. And localthunk has a foil baseball card. Just needs some more uncommon cards to go with that. And he's going to be cooking on something real good, real fast. So 2 good shops for both of them right at the start. Let's see how this one plays. Oh, it looks like Gothic took the voucher there. Oh, and Thunk also has Ride the Bus. So he's not going to be playing any type of face cards. Now, I may be context switching back and forth. Looks like localthunk has already cleared that second round. Gothic is looking at something right now. I think he's trying to get a diamond flush maybe. He's searching. He's searching the deck. Looks like a mail-in rebate. Ooh, 2 new Jokers in the shop for localthunk. Earn $3 for each discard. Each discarded 3. Interesting. Rank changes every round. Looks like Gothic also just cleared that. And he has the golden Joker. Oh, and an odd Todd possibly for him. Cloud 9 as well for localthunk. Looks like he's taking that Arcana pack. He's got a Hermit's going to use that for that extra money. 20 doll hairs in his pocket right now. -1 hand size on the manacle. And the window, all diamond cards are debuffed. So we got our first debuff for both of our competitors right now. Let's see how they handle this one. Looks like Gothic's already cooking. Already cleared the manacle. -1 hand size doesn't matter. He just needed 1 hand. Oh, and a Spectral and a Mega Buffoon in that shop. Interesting, interesting. Looks like Thunk's playing a single card to buff that Ride the Bus, and he's out. Oh, we got Abstract and Even Steven. Looks like they might be switching their namesakes right now. GothicLordUK is on the Even Steven red corner, and localthunk is on that Odd Todd blue corner. Looks like Gothic is considering his options here. He could be taking that wheel. Imagine it hits on that even or that Odd Todd, giving it a nice poly. Looks like he's going to go into the Mega Buffoon pack. Let's see what he gets here. Misprint. Ooh, the egg. Diet Cola and Jimbo. The competition's namesake. Got some uncommons. Looks like he's going to possibly take that Diet Cola and get that double skip tag later. Looks like Thunk's cooking on a flush possibly right now. Going to be discarding a couple things in a played hand so those face cards don't score. Going into that Spectral for Gothic. Oh, he's got a Cryptid. Is he going to dupe something or is he going to take that Ouija? Taking a look at his deck, see what he can do with this. The Spectrals are tricky. You got to be very particular about what you take because they have a lot of debuffs that come along with them. But Cryptid is a great choice for that extra 2 Ace of Hearts. Thunk's debating. Using that Hermit, getting more money. If he gets a bull, he's going to be set. Another Arcana for Thunk. Gothic's already moved on to the small blind. Let's see what he's got cooking up. He's got a couple food items in his Joker lineup right now. He's 3 food Jokers shy of a picnic. Oh, and it looks like we got a straight opportunity for Thunk to buff that Ride the Bus. +50 chips. Oh, it looks like Foil got a buff to 50 chips. I was unaware. Very interesting. There's going to be a lot of things that you see here today, Balatro enjoyers, that might be different from that demo. That +2 could be a +1. That +30 could be a +50. That +50 could be a +30. Things have changed. Ooh, a smiley face. You can see those in hash browns and also kitchen cleaning utensils. A +4 multi-win scored for face cards. Interesting. Love the art on these cards. Knocked it out of the park with every single one of these. Oh, the card sharp. X3 malt if played poker hand has already been played this round. That's going to be huge. Especially if I know Murphy likes to play flushes all the time, so that could be huge for a flush run for him. Onto the big blind for Gothic. When you get a mime joker. First hand is drawn face down. The house. The house is a tricky one. It's either discard all the ones that you don't know or play them and hope for the best. And it looks like 2 pairs come out of the woodwork for Local Thunk, and they are moving on. Gothic's still doing a little bit of searching. Got that ace and 10 full house. Just shy of that big blind. Needs one more hand, and he has one more hand to do it in. Oh, and he got another full house with kings and jacks. You'll love to see it on that last hand to make sure you clear it to go on to the next shop. Speaking of shops, let's take a look at Local Thunk. Looks like he's going to be strengthening some face cards into aces and kings. Ooh, Odd Todd has now reappeared along with the misprint joker for Gothic. See if he's going to replace something or move on. Just like Local Thunk has done. Moved on to the next blind. Oh, it looks like he's getting rid of that Diet Cola and taking misprint. Okay. Misprint is a cruel mistress from time to time. It could give you +0. It could give you +23, I think is the max. So Gothic is going to be hoping for high plus mult on this and not getting zeroed by the eventuality that is misprint. Looks like Local Thunk is just playing some cards to buff that ride the bus. Those chips are carrying him. Oh, and he got some uncommons in there, so that X-Malt is huge right now. Looks like Gothic is on the wall. Large blind, 3,200. Got another king and jack flush. And by flush, I mean full house. Moving back over to Local Thunk. Looks like he's cooking up something, making some extra jacks. This is a face card run. Maybe he's trying to get that, hit the road jack for some extra X-Malt. Looks like Gothic is debating between a jumbo decision between the Buffoon and Arcana. Maybe he's going to sell that egg and hope that Wheel of Fortune hits maybe. Imagine if that Wheel of Fortune hit on something. Ooh, Hallucination. Hallucination over on Thunk. 1 in 2 chance to create a tarot card when any booster pack is open. Look at that art. I think I'm hallucinating right now. Is that a real card? You can get tarot cards just from opening packs. Murphy's gonna love this. Oh, looks like we have our first Bananarama. It's selected by GothicLordUK. Now the banana is good luck. Some people in the community will even say it is the best Joker in the Joker deck. I mean, it's debatable, but Bananarama has carried a lot of players to big wins. As long as you say Bananarama before that round ends to keep it safe from it going extinct. Now we also have an opportunity for something else to happen for GothicLordUK. Something that has never been before seen. And Local Thunk is clearing that blind and is on to the next shop. But if Gothic does lose that banana, something can happen. Something magical can happen. Another banana can come and take its place called Cavendish. We have yet to see it. Some people say it doesn't exist. Now, I'm going to go into the player studio right now to get some commentary from the developer as to the allegations that Cavendish does not exist. Local Thunk, would you care to comment on these allegations at this time?
Well, I think you may be referring to the mouth stream incident, and on that, under advisement from my lawyers, I have no comment.
No comment from Local Thunk, playing it smart, keeping his Joker cards close to his deck. And by his deck, I mean to his chest. But we could see Cavendish today. It is possible. It is never out of the realm of possibility that a Cavendish could show up in the shop. And it looks like Gothic is also hallucinating as well, debating between that Temperance or possibly that Hallucination Joker. Looks like he's taking that Temperance for extra $50. We have a world premiere, ladies and gentlemen. Cavendish has been pulled. X3 Mult, a 1 in 1,000 chance this card is destroyed at the end of the round. Insane odds. 1 in 1,000. This is the first ever. And he's taking the Cavendish. I don't know if this is setting Gothic up for victory, but I'm not saying it hurts. Cavendish has officially been pulled. Local Thunk, how do you feel about Cavendish coming to fruition in that shop just shortly after the mouth incident?
I'm glad that I can finally put these all this hearsay to rest about Cavendish.
You love to hear it, and I love to hear you say that. Cavendish has officially been pulled, ladies and gentlemen. It is a real card. It is not a Portal meme. The cake is not a lie. The Cavendish is not a lie. It is alive, and it is real, and it has a 1 in 1,000 chance of going extinct. And I imagine we see that today. That would be tragic, but it would also be a world first. Looks like we got 4 aces for Gothic, and that Cavendish coming. Oh, and it's safe. 1 in 1,000 chance. They rolled the D1000, and it didn't land on destruction. What is that? Burnt Joker. Oh, someone left that in the air fryer by accident a little bit too long, and it's stuck to the heating coil. Upgrade the level of the first discarded poker hand each round. Interesting. Wonder how that will come into play for some of these. Double polychrome. I'm getting whiplash going back and forth between these two shops. Double polychrome for Gothic, and he has $60 to spare. Holy moly. What a turn of events. I have never seen so many polychrome in a single shop. I didn't think it was real. Now, Thunk, I'm not saying you may have accidentally left on Gothic Lord's streamer win button, but you might want to check the back end code to make sure no check marks or check boxes were accidentally checked, because 2 polychromes in one shop is absolutely insane.
We'll do an audit if he wins. It's okay.
What we do, Gothic? What do you respond to that? How are you feeling with these 2 polychrome and Cavendish in your deck right now?
I mean, it's all down to the Diet Cola I had earlier. Sell a Diet Cola, coast until you find that polychrome tag, and then you're in Shiny City.
And he's just a little bit more hydrated right now than Local Thunk, and I think that's made the difference. And we got potassium to back it up as well. But Local Thunk, 16,948 on that round score, is clearing right now. The jokers that they have lined up are going big mode, but so are Gothics. 42,000 on that hand. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm predicting right now we might see billions today. We might see trillions. We might see a number that has not existed until this event started. Is it possible that Balatro is going to create a new number and send the scientific community into a tizzy? Bootstraps. Oh, let's see if Thunk is going to pull himself up by his bootstraps by taking that Joker. Mime. Pulling himself up by those bootstraps. Oh, and the satellite as well. The art on these cards is fantastic. Earn $1 at the end of the round per unique planet card. Use this run. I don't know if they've taken any planet cards, but they might be taking them now. Oh, it looks like Gothic Art also has those bootstraps. Could pull him up by those as well. Taking a look at that voucher right now. Race cap on interest earned $10. Seed money. Oh, baby. That's why Gothic is sitting on 89 doll hairs right now. That's a lot of money. That's triple what's in my wallet right now. Bootstrap. Bull. What's Thunk thinking about on this shop right now? They both have themselves pulled up by their bootstraps. One's playing baseball. The other one's having a picnic with Cavendish and 2 polychromes. It's like Gothic is strengthening those jacks into queens. That burnt Joker just got buffed big time. Just played 2 10s and got 8,000 out of it. Absolutely insane, the combination that these jokers can have to make insane scores like 48,000 with just a pair of 9s with a little bit of mult added to them. Ooh, and a Jumbo Spectral. This could be huge. Ankh, Immolate, Medium, Incantation. What are we going to take? Create a copy of a random joker and destroy all others. There's a lot of good jokers right now. I don't know if creating a copy of one is really going to be beneficial, but it looks like you're taking the Immolate for that extra money and got rid of a couple of cards. And by a couple, I believe it's 5, right? I think it's 5. Jumbo Arcana for Gothic Lord. Oh, there's a wheel. I don't know if he could take some more money or maybe take that wheel and hit another poly. Imagine if that Cavendish went poly. That would be absolutely out of this world. Speaking of out of this world, Funk's taking that Neptune to buff that satellite, it looks like. Currently at $1 hair. Economy right now in 1.0 is insane. Both of these competitors are sitting on $110 and $64 right now. The world is their oyster. They can buy anything they want in the shop unless like a $200 Joker comes up. But the luxury tax on that would be insane. Oh, we're in the 100,000s now for Gothic. Pulling out a big hand. Funk's back in the shop thinking about taking that Arcana pack. See if something's good in there. Oh, we got a Judgment, a Death. could make some more cards for him, or maybe get rid of one of those jokers and see if something crazy comes up. Looks like he's going to be using that devil for extra econ. Oh, and a holographic 8 of clubs. Don't mind if I do. Add that to my deck. Looks like Gothic has a little bit larger of a deck right now with 54. Looks like Thunk is thinning out his with 48. Oh, 237,000 on a big hand from Gothic Lord. We're just around the corner of millions. I'm not going to be able to keep up with these numbers right now. The scoreboard right now is at 0 and it can go up to 12 digits. We will add those at the end of the rounds here. 25,000 for Thunk. Moving on to the next round. Gothic's taking that Emperor. Oh, he's got a Fool and a Hermit. Could make even more money. That Bull is going insane right now. $190. Bull is at 380 chips. He could play nothing and still get out of this with that banana multiplying by 3x. Oh, and it looks like Thunk is investing in the stock market with that Joker right there. It looks like it's mooning. And for those of you that aren't aware, mooning is not what you think. It's when a stock goes vertical and it's going to the moon. There's no, you know, the other type of mooning. We're not talking about that one. Taking that Mercury, buffing that satellite a little bit. We got a foil egg in the shop for Gothic. The gold, all spades cards are debuffed. Small blind for Gothic. Local Thunk cleared that one easy with 36,000. Go take a look at Gothic real quick with those 3 aces. 400,000. He's sniffing around that 1,000,000-point score. Thunk, I'm not saying you need to wake up. But, oh, speaking of waking up, you can hop in that rocket ship and blast off to a high score. Looks like he re-rolled that. Ooh, superposition, one of my favorites. I don't know how this is going to play with this hand, but we got our first negative on that Joker for Thunk as well. Adding him an extra slot to his Joker pool if they so choose. That 1.5 mult is going bananas right now. Absolutely bananas. Speaking of bananas, 369,000. Nice. Cavendish is doing a lot of work right now, and Bull is not a slouch either. $235 with 470 chips. That's nothing to sneeze at. Thunk also is making up economy a lot right now as well with $130. Re-rolling the shop. Got the certificate. Taking the certificate right now. Now, Thunk, what does that certificate do for your run? When a round begins, add a random playing card. Interesting.
Yeah, so I got a fort with a red seal here.
Oh, we got red seals now. That is a very powerful Joker. But so is Cavendish with 416,000 over on the red corner right now. 71,000. Imagine we get some more red seals for Thunk. Could go sicko mode. $32 added. Looking over at Thunk, the money tree. Raise cap on interest rate to $20 with $253 in the deck right now for Gothic. That's guaranteed money. That's money, dude. You can't pass that up. This is the money run right now. We're off to a burner of a first round going back and forth. We just got a glass for Thunk. Oh, and bananas officially arrived for Local Thunk. Can we get some Bananaramas in the adjacent chats that you're in right now? Looks like we're passing on it, though, getting that Celestial to buff that satellite up a little bit more. Currently $6. And it looks like we had a red card. Now, see, I might throw the red card on passing up a banana right now. But, you know, I'm not playing, so I can't cast any judgment on the decisions that these competitors are making. These are both very skilled and highly talented players. They know what they're doing. Big score for Thunk, 95,000. Go check in on Gothic, still in that 400,000 range, getting close to that million. Oh, we got a 7, glass 7 with that purple stamp for Thunk, and another purple stamp. Those are going to give taros when discarded, correct?
That is correct, yep.
That is correct. I know. Oh, and Fibonacci, the sequence that we love seeing with a little bit of hack combination. Oh, and look at that perfect shape. It's the perfect shape in nature. Ace, 2, 3, 5, and 8. Also, if you're on the tech side of things, those are what we consider effort points. So if you're in the development or UI UX world, you might be seeing those associated with some of your tasks. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Oh, Gothic reaching up to 561,000. Not that far off from that 1,000,000-point score, and Thunk is taking that Fibonacci sequence. Let's see how that comes into play for them. Oh, what is this? Legendary Joker must have room a soul. This is the first ever reveal. What is this? The soul? This is a tarot card? Gothic, what's your thought on this? What are you gonna do? What would you get rid of?
I was not expecting to see a spectral soul card within a tarot pack. This is news to me. I thought it was going to move over to spectral, but it's still here, and now I have a decision to make.
Got 2 polys, got that Cavendish. Big bull and pulling yourself up by those bootstraps. If only you had a negative added to one of those, you wouldn't have to worry about this. But this is a big decision, and a legendary Joker is no thing to sneeze at.
We're going to say goodbye to Shoot the Moon. And we're going to say hello to...
Oh! Tribulate. Played Kings and Queens. Give X2 multi-win. Scored our first legendary Joker. Has been added to this run. Gothic is on a tear right now. Checking in on Thunk. Thunk has picked up a couple new Jokers here as well. Has 5 cards in his deck. Plus 300 chips. Minus on the hand size. Oh, baby. 300,000. Thunk is in triple digits and has a lot of money to show for it. Banana's back. Taking that Jumbo Spectral pack. We have Trance. Add a blue seal. Sigil will make everything the same suit. Or it could add a poly to one of those cards. Looks like they got a foil. That's not bad. That's nothing to sneeze at. Oh, and a flush house for Gothic. All diamonds. See how this one plays out. We have our first 1,000,000-point score, 1.5 million for Gothic. I'm not saying they're rocketing off to an early lead right now, but they're not doing that. Our first 1,000,000-point score. The thing I like about these two competitors is that when big hands happen and they know that they might have an early lead, no smack talk, no BM. They are right next to each other. Like on my left is Gothic and on my right is Thunk. They could literally be throwing popcorn back and forth at each other, but these are high level, highly skilled competitors. 260,000 for Thunk right now. But Gothic is also on a burner with 445,000. Like I said, these are two titans of the Balatro community. YouTuber extraordinaire and developer extraordinaire. It's like two kaijus in a Godzilla movie, just punching each other in the middle of a downtown arena. Don't worry, everyone is evacuated. It's mostly just collateral damage. And we got a series for Gothic bumping that flush house up. That banana keeps coming back. I'm not saying it's a sign, Thunk, but I'm not saying that either. Oh, flips and shuffles all Joker cards. Interesting on that Amber Acorn. Now, are those a permanent flip? You can't rearrange them? Is that what that boss does?
Well, you'll see, won't you?
Oh, there's only one way to find out. Buckle up, Balatro enjoyers. We got a couple more rounds to get through, then we're going to see how that one plays out. 290,000 for Thunk. Big dividends for both of these competitors. Gothic's opening up the Spectral pack, taking another series. Arcana for Thunk. What decision to make? A Hermit? Get some more money? Taking that extra $20. Can't leave that $20 on the... Oh, one Joker is disabled on this round. Crimson Heart must score at least 100,000. And I'm not saying that this is out of the realm of possibility for Gothic. They've been pulling out 450,000 burners lately. But this buff is going to be huge, taking away one of those polys. It looks like Abstract was back for the Joker slot for Thunk and has passed on it, thinking about maybe skipping that blind. No, he's going to go ahead and play it. Skipping this late in the game can be a little bit rough. So we got a full health for Gothic. Thunk is searching for something. Gothic's going ahead and playing this. Tune in real quick, see how this goes. 765,000, that Crimson Heart 100,000 point score has been cleared. And we have our first score on the leaderboard. Now what we will do, we'll take that best hand and we add it to the leaderboard. Like I said, I am a production army at once, so it's going to take a little bit of while to update that. Oh, look at that castle in the sky, and we got a golden joker. It's got the golden ticket. Fibonacci is back, as well as Throwback. Now, Throwback recently got a buff to make it retroactive for all skipped blinds to add to that X mult. But 1.5 million for Gothic on the board early with a big hand. Ooh, the Tribe. X2 mult if it contains a flush. Now that is a card I know Murphy would like to play. Reroll, and got a lot of capital reroll. Oh, look at that holographic 8-ball. I'm just going to put in that corner pocket of that Joker slot. Let's see. Oh, a negative crazy Joker. Plus 12 mult if it contains a straight. Interesting. When you have that much capital, you could re-roll your shop to your heart's content and get some insane things to pop up. Maybe, you know, like 2 polys possibly. Looks like he's passing on that negative though. Doesn't need it. We're at the acorn right now. You can't even see the jokers. You don't know what is what. You don't know how much it's going to sell for. You don't know if your X mult is at the end. You don't know anything. It's completely, talk about a blind right now. You can't see anything. Flips and shuffles all the jokers. Oh, this could be big, or this could be tragedy. Looks like Thunk is going to be discarding a couple things. He's got 4 hands to do it. No more discards left. But plenty of hands to get that 100,000 point score. As long as those jokers, 5,300. Made it out alive with 240,000. Best hand, 322,096. Let's go ahead and add those to the leaderboard right quick. If you'll bear with me for just one moment. And if there's any numbers that are wrong, it's because I'm having to type these into a spreadsheet by hand. And I never was very good at typing in school because, you know, we had typewriters back then. We didn't have these fancy keyboards like you have now with all the mechanical natures to it. LED lights. Well, let's go ahead and update this leaderboard real quick. Export the leaderboard. Now, while we wait for my dial-up internet to update this scoreboard, how are both of you feeling about those scores right now? Thunk, let's start with you first.
I feel like I could have done a lot better on that run, but so I had a card that was ×3 if you play the same hand twice in a round, and I was clearing the round on the first hand every time, so it was tricky. But even with that, I wouldn't have beaten Gothic's score there, so points moot.
How do you feel, Gothic, on that first hand? Or that first run, 1.5 million.
The series of jokers that I got and the coupons, the vouchers to go along with it, it was just a small perfect storm, but I'm worried I've peaked too early.
Oh no, worried about peaking too early in a high score competition. I've seen it happen before. Hopefully Gothic doesn't rest on their laurels of that 1.5 million run. It's still nothing to sneeze at. Thunk wasn't that far behind at 322,000. I know that may sound like BM because it's 1.2 million behind, but what we're talking about here is putting the pieces of the puzzle together to make a high score run. Sometimes you got to have a warm-up. Sometimes in warm-ups you're doing 360 dunks and the crowd's going wild. Either way, this is a warm-up run for them. It looks like there's an endless mode. What is endless mode?
You can keep going until you die, basically. But
holy moly, the game could possibly never end. I could see somebody saying this is day 14 of me playing Balatro and it just won't end. I keep winning. It won't stop. I'm in the quadrillions right now per hand. What an insane mode. I can't wait to play that myself. All right, we have our first score on the leaderboards. 1.5 million for Gothic Lord, 322,000 for Local Thunk. Local Thunk, you selected the first deck. It is now Gothic's turn to select a deck for this next round. What's it going to be, Gothic?
Well, it's an interesting decision because I have the lead. So would it be beneficial to me to pick something that's going to make things more difficult?
Interesting. The mind games have started, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get really funky with it. Let's both go erratic decks and just have to really adapt to whatever it is our deck is, because this is all ranks and suits are randomized in a 52 card deck.
This is officially the Chaos Run erratic deck. All ranks and suits and deck are randomized. Holy moly. All right, we have our decks. We have our difficulty. Seedless Run. We're going to start this one in 3, 2, 1. Go. All right, let's see how these two competitors cook on this one. Like I said, everything is random. It's pure chaos. The pandemonium. Oh, even the decks are different. Looks like a lot of jacks for Gothic and a lot of numbered cards for Thunk. Interesting. The Erratic deck can be your angle or your devil. There's a lot of diamonds as well. 21. Gothic out to an early start with that 4 of a kind, it looked like, in the first shop. Played 10 or 4 gives 10 chips and 4 mult. 10-4, good buddy. What's your 20? Come on under. Walkie-talkie Joker and a spectral pack in the first shop. Looks like Thunk's got a lot of diamonds to play with. A nice flush to start these things out with. 276. And then a nice 2-pair. Ooh. A new spectral that I haven't seen. Upgrade every poker hand by 1 level with that black hole spectral. And it looks like it's collapsing in on itself from the weight of that black hole. Pulling the card edges into it. He's taking it to buff those hands. Oh, the order in the shop. X3 mult. Gothic's also taking that 10-4, good buddy. Walkie-talkie Joker. 1-7. Oh, baby. All right, we have our first selected Jokers for both of these competitors. This deck is going to be very interesting to see how this round turns out. We could have triple-digit scores, or we could have 27-digit scores. The world is our oyster right now. Playing that straight for local Thunk. Moving on past this big blind. Going back to Gothic. Got 4 5s and 2 jacks. Going to play that 4 of a kind. It's already on fire. It's already on fire. Threw that 8 in for good measure.
Have some regrets, Chip.
What's your regret?
Well, this walkie-talkie gives value on 10s and 4s, and of course it's an erratic deck, and I didn't check how many 10s and 4s I have. So only 2 4s in the entire deck is not going to do me well.
You do have 10 or 4 10s. I'm getting a little confused on the numbers, but hey, that's the good thing about this game. You can always make new cards. You can get that death in the Arcana packs. You can strength some things. It's never over. Oh, and we got some new Jokers. Hey, that Thunk, I'm not saying that my likeness was I don't know, maybe some liberties were taken on that mustache, but that looks very familiar.
Take it up with the legal team.
The showman. Okay. I'll show him. We'll talk after this. We'll talk. Well, my people will call your people. Okay, and we got a Wraith and a Talisman in that Spectral. Oh, and a Blueprint early on. Haven't seen that one since the September demo. One of my favorites. Oh, world premiere. The Ancient Joker. Old Bap has been pulled. Each played card with Diamond Suit gives 1.5 X mult when scored, and the suit changes at the end of each round. So not only do we have an erratic deck, we have an erratic Joker that's going to change that suit at the end of each round. Old Bap world premiere. If you know, you know. Great art on that card. You love to see it. And Thunk is moving and grooving. It looks like a Cloud 9 Joker. Earn $1 for each 9 in your full deck at the end of the current round. Currently $4. Got a couple 9s in the deck. Got a couple of 9s in there. At least a couple. Big blind for local Thunk. Small blind for Gothic. Has that Bloodstone. Both of our competitors have 3 Jokers right now, and 3 is company. But you know what? You can never have too much company on your Joker slots. The more the merrier. It is a party and everyone's invited. Passing that shop. Nothing interests Thunk on that one. Gothic's currently cooking 5,100 on that flush. Well, Mystic Summit. My dear friend, how are you doing? Taking up that Jumbo pack. Let's see what we got in here. Droll Joker. Scholar is back. Marble Joker and the Crafty Joker. 2 flushes. Interesting. And that Scholar for those aces. Plus 20 chips and 4 mult when scored. Interesting. Thunk's over here cooking on a straight. Has that loyalty card buff. That X4 mult is going to be huge on this next hand. Got all of his stamps punched. Went to the Joker's Deli every day this week for lunch. And you walk in and he says, oh, the usual today? And then he goes, no, I'm going to mix it up. I think I'm going to put this one on rye bread. Speaking of that, we actually had a question. We've had some Balatro fans call in. Oh, was unable to take that Joker. Not enough money. We had some Balatro fans write in questions for me and the competitors. But this one comes from Taylor from New Jersey, wants to know, and this was directed to me, but we can also direct this to the competitor since we do have this Joker Deli right now on your screen. They said, yo, Chip, love your work, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What I want to know is, what are you ordering from Joker's Deli to get those reward stamps on your loyalty card? I try and avoid the clown subs. They taste funny, but seriously, what do you like in a sandwich? I'm going to defer this one to localthunk since they have that Joker right now. What is your go-to sandwich at the Joker's Deli?
Well, when I was younger, it would have been Jimbo's cold cut combo, but I'm more of a Jimbo's Veggie Delight at this point.
Both classics. One from the cold cut to the veggie. You love to see it. Now, Gothic, what would you order at your Joker's Deli?
I'm pretty partial to a JLT.
A JLT. I'm unfamiliar with that one.
Just some Joker lettuce and tomato.
Oh, another classic. I say it's a classic, but I didn't know what it is. But I've heard through the grapevine that it is a very popular sandwich. For me, I'm pretty straightforward. I like a nice egg sandwich. Maybe put a little bit of popcorn on it. I like it with a nice side of Diet Cola. And maybe a banana on the side. Or maybe two. It depends on how I'm feeling. We could possibly put a little bit of some turtle beans on there as well. I know it's a little unconventional for a sandwich, but you know, I am an unconventional person. +5 hand size. Holy moly, reduces by 1 every round. This is the hand size equivalent of popcorn and ice cream. And it's interesting that ice cream is next to it after. I might go get some ice cream after this event is over because I need to cool off because all these Jokers and all this play is hot, hot, hot. Let's see if he's going to do anything with that turtle bean. Nope, going to go to the next round. Let's go check back in with Gothic, see how they're doing on the pillar. Cards previously played. This ante are debuffed. But you got 5 Jokers. Do you need to play anything other than one hand? Holy moly, 4,600 on that one. The Manacle -1 hand size for Thunk. Got some Justice in the hopper just in case. And Cartomancer is going to be huge. That gives you a tarot at the start of each round. One of my favorites as well. You could even copy that with Blueprint and get 2. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're about to blast off with this score. Clearing the Manacle, 10,125. Oh, it looks like Gothic is taking Juggler. Ooh, Telescope Voucher. Telescope Voucher is huge. If you're playing the same thing over and over again like I typically do. Zany Joker. There's that Showman again. That's a very contentious one for me. And I think at this point, Thunk might be stalling on that one just to rub it in my face a little bit. But you know what? Well, like I said, we'll talk about this afterwards. It's a great looking Joker. It's probably one of my favorites. Looks very nice. I like the stash. Looks like the Square Joker over in Gothic's world gains +4 chips if a played hand is exactly 4 cards. Currently 16 chips. Currently 16 chips. That's a very interesting one. See, we got an Emperor, Hierophant, and Magician taking that Emperor for 2. Oh, and we got a Justice. Justice and a Death on local Thunk screen. We got a Justice and an Empress on Gothic screen. Thunk could start cooking with some glass now. Thunk could start cooking with some glass. Gonna make that 3. Oh, we got the Ice Cube Club on that glass right now. It's one of my favorite things about this game is that the accessibility features offered. Thunk is currently playing the high contrast deck, and when you put glass on those clubs, it looks like chilly ice cubes. Now imagine you had all 5 of those bad boys right there. You'd have the entire ice tray. 47,000 for Thunk with just 1 glass card. Holy moly. But that's not to stop Gothic either. Gothic has a Justice just sitting there waiting for the prime opportunity to play it. Oh, we got a free Spectral Pack. Oh, could have skipped that. Skip the skip. Going back to Gothic. Has a gold stamp holographic 6. Very interesting card to take. Oh, speaking of holographic, a holographic hologram, double, holo. Now that ain't no hollow back Joker. Let's see if they take it. We also have Pareidolia. Everybody loves Pareidolia. It's a little bit too long to say, and sometimes it gets in the way, but that's okay. Taking that hollow Joker. Beautiful looking card, double hollow on there. Thunk is on the eye currently. And it's interesting that local Thunk is also odd Todd right now, just blinking one of those eyes on the eye right now. No repeat hand types this round. Can't repeat them. Got to make sure you can clear these in one, hopefully. Taking that extra 2 planet cards, selling them both, don't need them. I'd rather take the money. And Gothic just went fishing and caught one this big and cleared the fish with ease and has a hollow hiker in the shop. Thunk has also cleared his. Oh, and there's a hollow on his as well, but it's a hologram, not a holofoil. Ooh, say goodbye to Cartomancer. Don't need those Arcanas anymore. We're going to be going into the standard packs and ballooning the deck a little bit to build up that holographic Joker, or that hologram Joker. Gothic is thinking about that glass. Taking that glass, adding a queen and that paintbrush to their run. Now we both have 2 competitors using hollow Graham Jokers for their run. Gothic, there's been some murmurs in the background here that Thunk might be copying you a little bit. I know that we're right next to each other. You both have those hologram Jokers and they're both on the right hand side. I'm not saying you're a trendsetter, but what is your response to the rumors that, you know, there may be some copycatting going on?
I mean, there's a lot of like logical conclusions you get in the game, and you find things that make all the other things bigger. You put those things on the right. So I'm not gonna throw any shade at local today. I think we're both just following common sense and setting a good example for the players at home.
You love to hear it. I tried to throw a little bit of spice into that. Maybe, you know, putting some tension between these 2 competitors, but they're too good. They're too talented. They said, nice try, Chip. We're not going to let you sprinkle any like pepper of distrust between the 2 of us. We're just playing the game. Thunk, care to comment?
It's because he's copying me.
I knew it. There is foul play in this run. We got copycats. We got blueprints that are duping things. Oh, you love to see it. All right, we got some more questions from the write-in audience. This one comes from Mindy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Asks Chip, if you had to take one of the Jokers on a fancy date, who would you choose? Interesting. On a fancy date. Well, I wouldn't want to take Bull, because there is the old saying about a bull in a china shop, and I'm not saying that, you know, the bull might go crazy if we go to a fancy dining establishment. But if I had to pick one, I would probably take the Ancient Joker out on a nice fancy date on the town, because not only are they ancient, they have wisdom. It's one of those sayings, would you rather accept $1 million or have one dinner with a billionaire? I will take that dinner with the Ancient Joker and try to extract as much wisdom as possible to take with me on my life's journey. Thunk, if you could pick a Joker to take on a fancy date, who would you pick?
Well, I think I'd go with, you know, they say never meet your heroes, but how could you not go with Jim Joker? You know, one of the best ball players of all time. And
is an absolute legend.
While I'm at it, you may as well go on a double date with Odd Todd and even Steven. Bring them both.
Oh! 3 is company, but it sounds like it's good company. Odd Todd and even Steven, or the star of the baseball Joker. Very interesting choices. Gothic, going over to you. Who would you take on a fancy dinner date?
I think it would have to be Stuntman. I really want to see what's under that helmet.
Stuntman. Oh, a man of mystery. Want a face reveal at a dinner date. Very interesting. I think we've yet to see them during this run. So they're being extra mysterious right now. They're hiding behind that helmet. They're also not showing up in the shop. Two very interesting choices. You love to hear it from these two competitors. 84,000 on the window for Thunk. Moving and grooving. Gothic sitting on this big blind at 16.5. Looking for something to play right now. Ooh, Seltzer. Retrigger all cards played for the next 10 hands. Interesting. Moving on to that mega standard, though. Gothic's playing a nice flush house. 71,000, rocketing past that big blind at 16.5 with ease. Oh, we got a torn joker in the shop, or as it is actually called, half joker. And a nice classic Jimbo. Opening up that spectral pack. Looks like we got an aura and a grim. Put something interesting on one of those cards. Ooh, Thunk got glass on the draw and has a full house if they want to play it, but it looked like they're discarding it for something better. Gothic has used that sun on the jacks and tens and made a jack in the glass. We have our first glass. Throwing that aura on there for a foil. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Not too shabby. A straight with glass at the end for Thunk. Oh, lost that glass, unfortunately, but a 200,000 point hand. I get something big on the board. Let's hope that they can get some justices back. Maybe some death. Oh, and they got a justice back just as I said it. Sometimes you got to speak things into existence, and we replaced that glass 3, I believe that was at the end, with a glass 4. Oh, and we got a judgment and a chariot. Gonna turn that 10 into a steal. Give some extra X mult if it's in the hand. 1 in 3 chance. Let's see how this one plays for Gothic. 92929. Oh, just a little bit short by 12 points, I think. I don't know how to math properly, but I think that's just 12 points shy. Has 2 pair to play either way. Should be getting out of this pretty easily. Another big straight for Thunk at 54,000. And Gothic clears the tooth and loses $1 per card played. Got a strength in the shop, a standard and a jumbo. Oh, what is this? Onyx. And an 8-ball. This is 8-ball Origins. Crafted from that original Onyx. Played cards give a club suit with +8 mult scored. Interesting. We got 8-ball and 8-ball Origins in the shop right now for Gothic. And Thunk is moving and grooving onto the small blind, 35,000. Gothic's opening up that Arcana. Oh, we got another Spectral, the Soul. How does he keep getting away with it? Are you sure the streamer win button isn't turned on for Gothic right now, Thunk? Because that's 2 souls. That's 2 legendaries. Holy moly. What do you get rid of in a lineup like this? Going back and forth between Ancient, Bootstraps. Saying goodbye to the Bootstraps. Hello, Canio, or some people call Kano. I know I call it Kano because I'm a little dyslexic and I got my letters mixed up. But you know what? That's all right. This is very interesting, Gothic, that you pulled this legendary card. Would you care to explain why this is such an interesting turn of events for you?
Oh, way back in the yonder years ago, back in the old age of 2023, there was a summer playtest where we had access to a full 10 anti-campaign for the game.
Holy.
Back when playtesting was interesting. And one of the things that we were trying to achieve over on the Discord forum was a victory where you skipped every round all the way up to anti-10. And I was one of the first 5 to achieve that feat. And so I was bestowed the name of one of the legendary jokers over on the Discord until 1.0 arrived and wiped out those special recommendations.
You will always have that title in our hearts, and now you will have it in your Joker deck. I'm not saying this is serendipitous, but I'm not saying that either. What an amazing legendary to pull on this run. I'm going over to Thunk. Did you forget to turn the streamer win button off? Because I think the 3.1 million. Never mind. Thunk says, "Oh yeah, you can talk about that legendary Joker all you want. I'm putting legendary numbers on the board. 3.175, 200. That's our new high score, Balatro fans. We'll update this at the end of the round. Holy moly. Thunk says, I don't need legendaries. Care to comment on that hand, Thunk?
Oh, well, you were interviewing Gothic. I was cooking something up, so I'm not done with this run yet.
Well, Gothic and I were chit-chatting. Thunk was busy studying the blade that was that hand for 3.1 million. Ooh, Smear Joker has appeared. One of my favorites as well, because I do love a flush build. Gothic's playing 5 jokers. And 5 jokers are 5 jacks with 71,000. Oh, and a foil red card gains +3 mult when any booster pack is skipped. Currently +0 mult. Interesting. And there's two booster packs in the shop right now that are too good to pass up. Wraith, Hex, Ouija, and Ectoplasm in that Spectral. Wonder what they're gonna take. Smeared has been added to Thunk's deck. Flushes are gonna be a lot easier now. Big decision for Gothic right now. Could take that Ectoplasm, give him a negative, but it'll be -1 hand size, but it'll be +1 hand size to that Joker pool, and that could be, and it hits the Canio, and that looks amazing. That negative on that background doesn't overwrite the Joker himself. Beautiful looking card. Thunk's over here cooking 1,300, getting some of that glass in there. Got 2 steel cards. Could be big money for this run. Oh, Gothic is skipping, going right to the hook. Discard 2 random cards per hand played. All right, looks like Thunk is searching for something, playing some hands. Got to make sure that they get out of this one alive. Oh, and we pulled some more glass. And we got a straight with glass right now. Level 6. 2 glass at the end. Unfortunately, not going to get that X4 mult. But this will still be pretty dang big. 690,000. Sounds like they lost a glass or 2. Hopefully it wasn't 2. Hopefully it was just 1. We're going back and opening some Arcanas for Gothic. We got a Judgment, an Emperor, and a Magician. Taking that Emperor for a Tower and an Empress. Thunk also in Arcana land, taking that Temperance for extra money. Gonna re-roll that shop. Well, we got an Earth and we got an Empress. Throwback. Interesting. Already at 1.5x mult. Imagine if that 3.1 million was 1.5x mult. Say goodbye to the Smeared Joker. Hello, throwback. You know what? Can I change my answer for the dinner date and make it a party? Because I want to take throwback to a party because he looks like he knows how to party. It's got the stunner shades on, the 90s aesthetic. That would be a fun time. Opening that standard pack. Looks like we got a couple mult face cards. Taking that 2 jacks. Buffing up that Joker hologram. Let's take another question from our writing audience. Oh, now buckle up. This one might be a little spooky. This one might be a little scary. So just bear with me on this. Sleepy Gina here with a question. Chip, every time I go to bed, just after I fall asleep, I see faceless Joker in my dreams. Should I be concerned? Please answer soon. It's nearly bedtime. Yours yawningly, Gina. Gina, get out of the house. Get out of that house right now. Run far, far away. The faceless Jokers are coming from inside the house. Thunk just put up 1.1 million while I was doing a bit. What an insane hand. Now, Thunk, what would you do if you were seeing faceless Joker in your dreams?
I think that means you're playing a little bit too much Balatro before bed.
No, see, I took a little bit more sinister approach. I was telling you to leave town. But Thunk is just saying, you know, maybe turn off the Switch, turn off the Xbox, turn off the PlayStation, turn off the Steam. And maybe read a nice book before bedtime. Something nice. So you're not seeing Jokers in your dreams. Gothic, what about you? What would you do if you were seeing faceless Joker in your dreams?
I'd probably just warm up that coffee pot and just try and stay up.
Oh, a different approach. The dreams can't get you if you don't go to sleep. loading up on caffeine so that faceless joker can't be seen. Very interesting approach from both of these competitors. A little bit more even keeled than mine was, just telling you to leave town as fast as possible. But everybody takes different approaches to things. And speaking of taking a different approach, Thunk is taking a 3-of-a-kind threes with a glass to this violet vessel. 300,000. Oh, would have been nice to have that other third glass for this. But I think they might be hunting for that straight again. Just playing a hand to get out of here. Putting something on the board. We got another glass. Oh, but it's 8 and 3. There's not going to be enough to play both, unfortunately. Looks like Gothic just lost a glass as well.
He wanted it.
Oh, he wanted to lose a glass. Interesting. Gains X1 mult when a face card is destroyed. Oh, interesting play putting that glass on those jacks. I keep wanting to call them jokers for some reason. All right, looks like we got a straight for local thunk. Moving that blueprint over. Got a lot of uncommons for that baseball card. This could be big mode. And it is with 1.7 million. This is the 1,000,000 point run for Thunk, and he's finished with 3.175, 200. We have a new leader in the Jimbo's Confrontational high score throwdown, 3.1 million. And we'll wait to see what Gothic has on the end of this run before we update the leaderboard. But Thunk, how are you feeling about that 3.1 million point hand? Oh, and a brainstorm. Not to interrupt, but there's a brainstorm.
I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm also watching Gothic's screen right now. I'm peeking over his shoulder, and I don't know if it's going to stand for very long.
There's a lot of good jokers in Gothic's deck right now, and they're about to add a very powerful one with that brainstorm. We had Blueprint in the blue corner and Brainstorm in the red corner. Oh, it looks like they're going to be duping that Ancient Joker. Double OBAP. That's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. A lot of good jokers. A lot of good primordial stones, legendary jokers, ancient jokers, brainstorms, holographic hollows. What an insane joker deck for Gothic right now. This is the type of run that I dream of. I don't think I've ever had 2 holographics in one run. Got some stone cards.
I think he's got potential to go a lot higher than 3 million here.
This is sick.
Depending on how much he gets his Canyo. Sorry, I did it too. And Bloodstone.
Let's see how this one plays out. We got a flush house level 2. Oh, and a steel jack in reserve for some extra X mult. Oh, and that Ancient Joker is going to give 1.5 X mult for every heart. Holy moly, this one's about to go big. 25, 76, 150, 344, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 24, 44,000, 9.5 million. Oh, baby. Gothic said that's a nice 3.1 milli you got there, local thunk. Mind if I triple it and get a hack in the next shop? Holy moly. Thunk called it. Said it might not stand for long, and it didn't stand for much longer, and then got tripled in the process. Thunk, how are you feeling?
You know, that he's not done yet either. He's got a pretty good shop here, and he has a whole entity to work with.
He can keep going. Holy moly. This is absolutely insane. Gothic came to this event today to play. No prisoners. No holds barred. And he still has 2 more. Oh, and a Verdant Leaf. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you. Could skip a blind for a poly, but he doesn't need to do it because he has a lot of jokers that are already pulling their own weight right now and giving him 9.5 or 9.7. I don't even know. It was 9 million something. I lost track of what it is. Looks like the Ancient Joker is now on clubs. Has a couple of clubs there. Looks like he's looking for some more clubs. Looking for some more clubs. Either way, unless Thunk goes into endless mode and gets another score, I think Gothic might be running away with this one as well. 40,000 single hand. Got a couple of clubs now that they can play if they so choose. Just needs to get out of this one alive. Has a nice straight opportunity there with those Queen high to ace, or to 8 straight. And 1.2 million just to flex on him a little bit. Like I said, titans of the community. Big numbers being put up by both of them. But also, we still have 2 more rounds to go. It's never over. Anything could happen. But after this, we will be taking a halftime break to talk to these 2 competitors. To review and replay some of the decisions that they made in these 2 runs. See what they could have improved upon. See if they would have done different or if they would have changed anything at all. Re-rolling one more time. Got a Mystic Summit. Acrobat. 3 mult on the final hand of the round. That could be huge. If we can play it all the way to the end. But what would you get rid of? So much good.
He's got Verdant Leaf coming up too. So he needs to get rid of one of these for the final round.
Ooh, this is true. Oh, Verdant Leaf. Another cruel mistress. Just like Cerulean Bell. Has a lot of debuffs that you have to worry about with Verdant Leaf. You have to get rid of a Joker. Otherwise, everything is debuffed. You have to sell one, but it's a tough decision of what to sell. What do we sell? Looks like we're taking that Onyx and saying goodbye, Onyx, and hello, Acrobat. You know, let's add that Pluto in there just for good measure. And we're on to the Verdant Leaf. See how this one plays out. He has to sell a Joker. What's it going to be? Or everything's debuffed. Or maybe he won't sell anything. Maybe he'll just play debuffed cards and see if he can hit 100,000. Is it impossible? No. Is it tough? Yeah. Oh, it looks like I'm going to be selling that card, though. A hush falls over the crowd. And the crowd right now is just 3 people. And it's not really a hush because I'm still talking. And these competitors have had to put up with that this entire time. Me mind flooding them as they play big hands. Scrutinizing every decision that they make.
I think he's looking to basically get rid of 3 of his hands somehow. Without going over 100,000.
To get that final hand to 3x. That would be big. Depending on what that Ancient Joker is at right now. Oh, we're just going to play that stone card. Oh, 15,000 on a stone card. That's scary. Oh, that one's scary. Or maybe they're just going to send it right now. Oh, they got rid of all those jacks. What are they searching for? A single jack. 7,000 on that one. They got 8, 9, 10, 5, 2, 2. They do have a full house. They do have one more hand that they need to play. They don't want to go over that 100,000 point score to get that Acrobat to 3x on that final hand. Playing 2 8s. Oh, 8,000, 31,000 on that. Got to play this final one. Let's see what this flush does. Ancient Joker, 1.5x for diamonds. This could be big. 3x on the Acrobat. 4x, 4x. And we're going to be duping that Ancient Joker with that Brainstorm. This could go sicko mode. 18, 27, 40, 60, 91, 200, 300, 400,000, 22,000, 2.4 million on that final hand. Let's see that final score. 9.5 million to 3.1 million. Let's update the leaderboards real quick.
Hello everybody, it's me, GothicLordUK. Thank you ever so much for joining me for part 1 of Jimbo's Confrontational. This was a wonderful collaboration with localthunk and Murphy of in the seat of Chip. If you want to see how this all finishes out, you can go and see part 2 over on Murphy Ob's channel. There'll be links down to that. It'll be the top link down below. Will take you straight to that video. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching. Go and subscribe to Chip. He's incredible. He does great stuff. He's also collaborating on another project you may have seen. There'll be a link down below for that as well. Otherwise, stay well, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.